So let's start with surface equipment of coil tube. Here we can see coil tube reel. So we'll study coil tube reel and function and components. Coil tube reel has other details. Other details will be illustrated in next levels because they will be more complicated. Starting with coil tube reel, we can see there coil tube reel provides means of pumping fluids and balls downhole while rotating. So this is much easier than drilling. Drilling is made with stands of drill pipe inserted into the well, and when making connection between stand and stand, pumping is stopped. Here we don't stop. We pump it continuously because no connections was made. The coil tube is a continuous string that is inserted into the well or out of the well. And this is achieved by swivel joint or rotary joint. This allows rotation of one part while the other is stationary, and we will illustrate it later. Secondly, it was used as a storage of coil tube. Coil tube, this is an empty reel. Coil tube is wounded there, wrap by wrap by wrap by wrap. The most important feature for me of coil tube is to apply tension on reel. Always apply tension like this on counterclockwise direction. Counterclockwise. This tension applied by reel motor is never done while operation, is never done on clockwise direction. It will always be in counterclockwise direction. This to make this tension, this is the correct position of coil tube to make the right tension between coil tube reel and coil tube injector. But this makes sag, the coil tube sag between there, and this make stresses on coil tube, and this is not correct. So by applying tension on reel, and this tension is not too much or too little, because if it's too much, we'll apply stresses here and may the coil parted, or if it's too low, the coil will sag, not controlled properly, and will also introduce and induce stresses within coil tube. Another feature or function of coil tube reel in conjunction with level 1 assembly is to spool coil tube. Spool coil tube wrap by wrap to make the maximum use of storage area on coil tube reel. Finally, we can use in conjunction with level 1 assembly, we can measure depths of coil tube by depth counter there. This is depth counter, and also provide lubrication of coil tube when inserted within the well by lubrication system, which get its air supply from power bank. Coil tube reel components, we have here reel drum, reel drive system, which consists of reel motor that keep always reel under tension in anti-clockwise. Here we can see that the components of coil tube reel consists of empty reel drum. Reel drive system consists of reel motor. This reel motor will always keep the coil tube reel in tension. It has its hydraulics hoses in like this. It has a brake, reel brake, and drive chains, which connects the reel motor to the big sprocket here. It also consists of level 1 assembly. This is level 1 assembly, which spools the coil tube around the coil tube reel. We have also reel swivel and manifolds. We have swivel and manifolds are not shown in this picture. We'll show next slides. We have traveling head counter assembly. This is traveling head because it's head and traveling right, left, up and down. So this is called traveling head. Crash protection frame, which is this frame to protect the coil tube reel. while transportation and lifting. And finally, tubing lubrication equipment. This is, which is called to lubricate the coil while continuously injecting in or out of the hole, and it gets its air supply from bar back. This picture of coil tube wrapped around or wound around the coil tube reel. This is a side view of coil tube reel with level 1 assembly. Here we can see coil tube goes inside the traveling head to be depths measured, and then out through gooseneck and injector down to the hole. Reel motor can be here, reel brake can be here. Please note that different designs and different models and companies may interchange positions of different components. Now we have rotary joint or swivel. This is the real picture of it, and this schematic view, this is schematic view of swivel. In the schematic view, we can see that we have here backing to seal pressure and bearings, this, and that, to provide rotation of this part around the stationary party, as the stationary part this. From this direction, we connect external manifold, and we will talk about external manifold. And in this direction, we connect internal manifold. So here external manifold, here internal manifold. External manifolds can be shown on the right. In these points, we can connect fluid pump, nitrogen pump, or one of them. Here pumping pressure or pumping is controlled through this plug valve or Letorque valve, and here we can bleed pressure, and this goes to, as we said, to the swivel. So this external manifold is connected to this hammer union of swivel. Internal manifold consists of ball drop T, this is called ball drop T, Letorque or plug valve, pressure bulkhead. This pressure bulkhead can be connected to pressure transducer to record the pressure, and this to isolate the coil tube reel, and this is used to if we want to drop a ball. Sometimes we want to drop a ball to make a downhole tool operate. We will talk about that later, but for now we want to drop a ball. So we close this valve, bleed pressure, inflow test this valve, and then disconnect this hammer union, drop the ball, and connect the hammer union, bumping and open the valve. Here are real pictures of this is internal manifold. This is the external manifold, one inlet, the second inlet, and here the internal manifold. Second photo of the external manifold. The first inlet, the second inlet, plug valve. Here, bleed point, or it can be pressure transducer. The inlet of swivel. So this all about real, external, internal, and swivel. Swivel provides rotation of one part, while the other is stationary, and while this, we can pump fluids at high popping pressure. Level 1 assembly. This is the real picture of level 1 assembly. Level 1 components or level 1 assembly, which is this part is called lead screw. Lead screw is like train rails in which the train goes over. So this lead screw, and it have the level 1 motor to help in spooling the coil tube around the drum. It may be here, but not shown in the picture. It also had traveling head. This is the traveling head in which the coil tube goes in and out. It has raise and lower pistons. This help to raise this part up and down to adjust the angle, like in this picture. If we lower this part down, we will not have the correct angle. So it have raise and lower pistons. It also has an extension arm, because if we raise the pistons to the most upper position, we may use the extension arm to provide extra extension. We also have depth counter here to measure the depth of the coil inserted into the well. We finally have lubrication system, as we saw from this slide. Okay, coil tubing lubrication system connected to traveling head and provide lubrication of the coil tube continuously. This is the level 1 components. We have level 1 functions already mentioned. Spooling of coil tube around the drum. Wrap, so it's spooled properly. It also provides depth measurement with depth counter on traveling head. It provides coil tube lubrication, as we saw. And most importantly, it adjusts the angle between coil tube on reel and coil tube on gooseneck, as we mentioned here. This is the most important use, in my opinion. So this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed and it was helpful. Excuse me for my bad English and bad accent. I'll work on it. So next time we will talk about injector heads and the remaining topics of this level. Wait for another video, inshallah soon, very soon. And wait for level 2 and the remaining levels. Starting from level 2, it will be more advanced with all details, not general overview like this. It will be more details. So goodbye and see you soon. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, any comments about this presentation or info shown with this presentation, don't hesitate to contact me on phone, on mail, on LinkedIn or any other means. Okay, and goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.